Hi, I'm Tammy Civey. I'm an assistant professor in the chemistry department here at SVSU, and I'm here to talk about why writing matters in the sciences. Some people may think that writing is not as important in the sciences, but in fact, it's very important to become a good writer in a specific scientific discipline in order to be a good member of whatever career path you choose later in life, whether it be in industry or in education. Science really is like learning another language. And so in learning another language, we have to practice speaking it, reading it, and writing it. We can speak it by talking with others in class, in lab, and having interactions with our professors about the subjects about which we are learning. We can read it definitely by looking at our text, but also by digging into the scientific literature and learning about new results and new information that's been published recently, and seeing how people are writing papers in order to give out that new information. Each discipline in science actually has its own type of language, so it's important to get out there and read a lot of the literature that pertains to the things that you're studying. In classes here at SVSU, we spend quite a bit of time reading the scientific literature in order to understand how things are written in the science language, and we also spend a lot of time writing things which could be published in the scientific literature, or just things which describe what we've done in lab reports. Some of our classes include writing where we have to do literature searches and combine different literature results in order to show that we can understand what's been reported by other scientists. There's hundreds of literature journals which publish this information, and each of these journals has different standards as far as how a paper should be submitted to them. The literature is very specific as to how data and results are disseminated to the general scientific community, and that's something that students need to learn so that they also can be able to share whatever they learn in research in various journals. The writing of science is perhaps the hardest of learning about the language of science, and that's because it's so specific. Like I said, each journal has specific requirements for how you write your paper and submit your paper and prepare your results for publication. One thing that's interesting about scientific writing is that we tend to switch tenses quite a bit while we're doing writing. For example, an introduction may be in present tense, while the materials and method for a paper may be in past passive tense. So this is something that needs to be practiced. I think the thing that people struggle with the most in writing lab reports and in writing papers in their science courses is not only just making sure that they understand the information and knowing what it is that they did for their experiment or what their goal is in writing their research paper. It's in trying to be succinct. In science, we really just want to get to the nitty-gritty and see what is it that's new and interesting about this work. So we don't want to fluff it up, the writing, with a lot of extraneous information that's not needed in order to portray what the interesting information is.